The rush of adrenaline as you take sharp corners in a kart at high speeds around the track excites a rider. Go-karting is indeed a motorsport for those looking for an adrenaline rush. It is the closest one can come to feeling what Lewis Hamilton experiences on the Formula One circuit.
Hamilton's ahead by a car length.
Lewis Hamilton, the Formula One driver, started working for Mercedes, and I mean working for Mercedes at the age of 13. So he'd already started go-karting. He in fact used to use this brand that you can see me with, which is Top Kart Coma. That was where he used to begin karting with. So he began his motorsport with a brand that we currently represent in East and Central Africa, which is Top Kart Coma, because we sell racing go-karts.
The sport was introduced in Kenya in 1997 with the opening of the GP karting track in Lang'ata in Nairobi, and in 2004, Mombasa City opened its first, the Mombasa Go-Kart. Today, we explore the first ever GP karting track in Kenya, the Go-Kart in Lang'ata.
GP karting started in 1997. It was introduced here by Nick Wood and there was Nick Smolian, who's Australian. So they introduced karting, I think, to Kenya. But back then, 1997, 98, 99 to 2000, it was very niche. Like they never used to advertise it quite as much. The people who knew about GP karting were the only people who used to come here. Otherwise, they weren't mass marketing it. So we're trying to remove that. What people used to think about go-karting then was it's elitist. Yeah, why pay that amount for just such a short time? But we've tried maintaining. We have never ever changed our prices since '97. We ordinarily used to do grids of 10 karts. We'd have 2 spares. Currently, it's just that we're lacking. It's not as easy to get parts as it was because post-corona, things still haven't normalized. So that's why we're using maybe 8 karts at the max. But we will get back to that 10 thing, and that the 10 kart grid, and that's what I said we'll announce on our social media once everything is settled on, and then we know there'll be an explosion of people coming here now. Now we'll probably be telling people on weekends, like it's booking only or payment advance, because yeah, when people come here, they get so, you could see them sad when you're telling parents that you have to wait for 3 hours. And the parent is not that interested in motorsport, but the kids are. So we end up disappointing the child because of the kind of queues we have. But yeah, all that will change soon.
Upon arrival, guests are given the track etiquette.
When you come to GP karting, you first read our terms and conditions, then you sign in to our iPads. So I'll show you how to clock in, then you proceed to the payments. I give you the ticket. After the tickets, it's when you wear the suit. After the suit, you'll go for the briefing.
After this, we proceed to a technical brief.
This is similar to what you'll be driving, but not exactly. This is a racing go-kart. This is not like the go-karts that we have back there, but it's similar in terms of the pedaling and everything. So I'll show you using this. Right foot is the accelerator, what you used to go. Left foot is a brake, what you used to stop. So when you're pressing on the accelerator, keep your foot off the brake. When you're braking, foot completely off the accelerator. It could be one or the other. It could be none if you think you're going too fast, and release. But please never press both at the same time. What you're doing is destroying the clutch, so it could actually stall on you on the track. So I think you can see our track has tires all over. That's for your safety in case you make a mistake and then go off route. If you happen to hit the tires and get stuck, please don't come out of a go-kart. What you do is raise your hand. One of our marshals will spot you and then come help you out. At no point when you're on the track should you get out of the go-kart. You're always safest within because it's built to absorb any impact here. So if you see us wave a yellow flag by asking you to slow down, there might be an incident ahead of you that we need you to be careful about. So yellow flag is just caution. But if you see us wave a red flag, you need to come to a complete stop where the red flag has been waved. If you don't, there's a chance of injury to yourself or to someone else. Now, I don't know if we'll use the black flag for you today.
The black flag.
The black, the black flag is saying that you are committing, what do I say? Like you're doing the wrong thing on the go-karts. And especially when it's a race, that's when the black flag is used a lot. Because that is, like, we can notice when someone's intentions are not good. Like we could see someone intentionally put someone else into the tires, or does not make any attempt to avoid a collision, so that we know that this is someone who's dangerous for the rest of the group. So a black flag is usually when the marshals have spotted that driver, they'll let me know, and then I will come and point it at the specific driver, ask them to come into the pits. Again, maybe because you're not in a group today, you won't get to see the blue flag. By the way, you should never want to see the blue flag, because the blue flag is being shown by the marshals to a driver to tell him, let the person behind you overtake you. Like you're going slowly, maybe you're being lapped, so we need you to give way to someone else to make you, yeah. The green flag is to start you off again when we have a race where we start the drivers on the grid. We use a green flag to signal like begin. Or if we've shown a red flag, meaning we've stopped the race, we need to show the green flag to say now we've restarted. During a 10-minute sprint, once your race is over, you will see a marshal show you the finish flag somewhere here. Go for another lap, then you'll see another marshal with a yellow flag showing you to slow down into the pits, which the entrance being that one. Come really slowly into the pits. When you stop here, don't get out of the go-kart until we say it's safe to do so. Now, once we tell you now you can stand up, that's where we get our most common injury. On those go-karts, the engine is to the left. So it's somewhere just on the side of your shoulder. So when we ask you to stand up, you will look for a way to hold on and stand. A lot of people's elbow or hand ends up touching the exhaust, which is on that side. And that exhaust is extremely hot. So yeah, we have to be careful. I was even mentioning that a lot of the suits have that burn mark, meaning that almost everyone, I will tell you this, I will still give you a briefing, but by reflex, you will still do that. And it's not through negligence that we don't cover the exhaust, because people are like, if you know people are going to get burnt, why not cover the exhaust? It's as opposed to this one, which is a water-cooled engine, because this is a radiator. On those go-karts, it's an air-cooled engine. So we need as much air going through the entire engine, so we can't put like a heat shield or anything else. Yeah, it will overheat the engine. On those go-karts, it can get to 40, 50 kph. On this one, it can get to past 120. This is the full racing spec. So those ones, but 40 kph feels like 100 kph, especially when you're next to the ground. And considering those engines are 160cc 4-stroke, the sound they make makes you think that it's going a lot faster than it actually is. So the first few laps get to know the track, because I can't tell you this is a corner that you need to slow down at. Now you will have to make those calls yourself. You'll have to make that judgment yourself once you get to know how the track is. So this is just a layout. We'll go with you. There, that.
Oh, you have a map.
That's the map. Actually, it's not just a map. You see now we're standing somewhere here. So we're standing somewhere here. So this is the track. So the red line is the racing line, where we'd want you now to be. So it's showing you how to go around the track. We will take a better look at that. So the balaclava is not shared among anyone. We're now going to get you a balaclava and then a helmet. The balaclava is just because we share the helmets. The balaclava is for hygiene. Yeah.
Depending on the mech, the cars have speed limits, though the speed is usually controlled depending on the age and experience level of the racer. Additionally, the tires round the track give you a softer bounce should you veer off.
I really love the thrill, the adventure, the sense of speed you have. Yeah, that's what I like here. And I think that it brings your confidence up. Yeah, and the thrill here is very good. I've gotten like very good at doing these things. So I think I'll come here often now. But we've been here like 2 weeks ago. and we came here like a week ago then, and now we are here this week. So and we will come the next week. Yeah, I think this is the best place. So far, the best in Nairobi. We've had a good time, we've had a good thrill, good adventure. Yeah, anyone who wants to come, GP Karting is the place.
Oops!
With such a thrilling experience, I can tell why Paul and the rest of the team enjoy working here.
I love working here because, I mean, motorsport, I'm a motorsport fan. I participate in a few motorsport things. There was autocross that I used to do. Obviously, I love these competitions that we hold here for adults for go-karting. I try and participate in them, but they say usually it's unfair because I work here, so I can't compete in them. Yeah, so I've been working here since 2012. But actually, I was introduced to go-karting, I think, in 2002. When I'm here, I feel that I'm doing my hobby as my job, which is amazing. Like you can see, even just from our drive with you, I got already excited, and I'm here every day.
And for the period he has worked in this field, he has seen growth in this sport.
Now it's more accessible to everyone. At least we advertise it more now to the normal folk. There's a lot more tracks that are actually opening. I probably wouldn't advertise them, but no, the go-karting is going to really grow in Kenya. And we start off children from like 5 years old. Weekends are usually our busiest day. As you can see, weekdays are not that busy, but weekends are, it can be like we have a continuous line from 9 a.m. to past 7 p.m. So weekends can be frustrating to our customers because they'll come and we'll tell them without even flinching that, oh, there's a 2-hour queue. So someone waiting for 2 hours to do a 10-minute race, you know, some people might not see it's worth it, but if you've done this before, people are like, okay, sawa, book. Like, you're going to wait for 2.5 hours. They're like, yeah, it's worth it. So yeah, weekends tend to be busy. And some schools have also started doing this as PE, which lucky them. I know, I wish we did that. So Saturday mornings also are completely full because of the school that comes here for their the physical education.
It's interesting to know that the sport is not all about driving around the track. There are challenges one could participate in.
If we do corporate events, which we usually do on weekdays, it comes to around 45,000 for the first 15 who do a relay race. It's called an endurance race, where you know how like a relay race, you're passing a baton to your teammate. This one now you're exchanging the carts. So like maybe we're a team of 2, that would most likely take an hour. So you and I keep changing the go-kart depending on our competition. So you're trying to avoid changing them too often because you waste time doing the changeovers. And then, yeah, so the team that has the most laps within maybe 1 hour is the one that wins. The other race we have is a shootout race, which costs 2,500 a head, where we do 3 laps practice, 3 laps qualifying to decide whichever driver is fastest now will start in position 1, position 2, that. So they will do a qualifying, then the qualifying will dictate which position they start in to do 2 10-lap hits. It's 2 hits of 10 laps each, and then the fastest drivers will do a 15-lap final. So it's a long race. If you want an exclusive race, then hire out the venue, which tends to be a little expensive. So we try and avoid doing anything that is exclusive on weekends, because we know some customers come from really far just to come go-kart, and then you tell them that we have a private event that they can't come. So we try not to do anything private over the weekends. We try leave that to Thursday, and Fridays is when we do corporate events.
Isn't it also a good time to learn a new word in this sport?
Actually, the name is parc fermé. That's a motorsport term for where cars park before a race, like KICC during the World Rally Championship. That is parc fermé. So we decided to name our bar and restaurant Parc Fermé. We'll relaunch it, plus we'll relaunch the track.
Go-kart is not only a sport for experienced adult drivers, but enjoyed by children as young as 5 years.
We have the children who have their own racing go-karts practice here almost every weekend. So we do training also for, there's some parents who come and say, my child has a passion for motorsport, so could you kindly train him? But usually they come and say that within like the first 2 times they've come here, which is not. We want them to get used to it. Let them have fun initially, and then now when we start training them, we tell them to take it seriously. And we do some things that might stress the child or even the parents. When we were with you on the track, I would have done what I usually do for training, which is bump into you. If you go too slowly, I smack you, which will make you scared. But sometimes it makes someone scared and then they end up hitting the tires. So usually when we don't want to do the training when their parents are watching, because they're like, yo, are you intentionally going to hurt my child in the name of motorsport now?
Paul says there's a lot that can happen around the track.
There's every karting venue must have a story or two about incidents there. We give you helmets. That's where that helmet has to be that, you know, the heavy and thick. We give you the racing suit so that we're protecting you against a lot of abrasion involved. Like if you were to like touch the tarmac, it will give you some sort of protection. Yeah, so the dressing and the helmet and how we design the track, these tires are very important to us, because when you hit these tires, they're designed to softly move, and then at least they reduce the impact. Yeah, so a lot of the things we do, safety has to be our #1 priority, because if we don't have safety, then it would be closed down by now. But it's run successfully from 1997. We've never had any legal issue. We have quite a number of private events we do. So they may be the corporate events. Sometimes there's a Formula One viewing, which is sponsored mostly by EABL through their Johnny Walker brand. So it's like a whole fun day for Formula One people to come and watch. We have concerts in the night. We've had proposals, which was actually shown on another channel. Yes. So, and it was an actual real proposal. Like this person was surprised. Like we had to show the red flag, and she was wondering what's going on, you know, thinking that the race has come to an end. That just to stop her here and have her boyfriend propose. It was pretty nice. Some of us, those are goals. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things. Why I was saying we can adapt so many things to the customer is if you come and ask us for a specific thing. You want to do a night shoot. There are some people who do not even need the karts. They want the track to do either music video. We do very many music videos here. So sometimes it's not anything to do. It has nothing to do with the go-karts. It's just using the scenery or the track. Yeah. So there's a lot of private events that we do. We used to have different races. So there used to be an under-13 competition, an under-17 competition, and then an adults competition that we used to hold. The adult one used to be on a Saturday night. So those are the races that we're bringing back. We're bringing back the championship. You have to make sure that you don't have some diseases that can be affected by go-karting, which would be even blood pressure, heart issues, epilepsy, things that may cause you to have a fit during the karting and whatever. Provided you disclose all that to us before, then we'll allow you to go. There's not much. The do's and don'ts is more common sense than, yeah, we would obviously not want you to go in bumping each other. Obviously, now we can show you tricks of how to go faster. There's how you should sit in a kart. Now, those are things you don't show someone on the first. Let them drive the kart. Like now I can tell you, when you're taking a corner, don't lean with the go-kart, you lean against it. Like if you're taking a left hand, make sure the right shoulder is firmly planted so that you're making sure this tire doesn't. So there's a lot of things now we show you so that if you want to be faster, follow what we say.
Is this your next hotspot to visit?
Have never ever changed our prices since '97. So even with the raising fuel costs and everything, we've remained at that price. So we're the most affordable motorsport in Kenya. This is somewhere you can arrive and drive like you just come by, you can come by public means, come have your 10-minute fun, have your lunch at our restaurant and bar. Yeah, so it's an accessible place. We're next to Tamarind Tree, former Splash Water World, which unfortunately closed down. Yeah, so if you Google GP Karting, most likely you'll get us. My name is Paul Njoroge. So, yeah.